correct the error in solving the inequality. Once again, pause the video, and when you're ready to move on to the next part, resume the video. Okay, so today we're going to look at a little more complicated inequalities to solve and some word problems. So let's read example 4. It says you attend to yoga classes at the local YMCA. You pay $22 a month for membership, and every class costs $5.50. You want to spend no more than $66 this month. How many yoga classes can you attend? All right, it's a basic problem. A lot of gyms, including the YMCA, you don't get everything for free. You have to pay some extra. So let's take a look at this and sort of assess our equation here. All right, I'm going to type it out again. All right, so we start off by paying $22 a month for membership, and every class costs $5.50. All right, well, let's start with 5.50x, because you're going to take $5.50 and multiply it by each class extra you take. But don't forget to add the $22 to it, because regardless of taking one class or 50 classes or 0 classes, you still have to pay $22 a month. Now, do you see how it says no more than $66? We don't want to go over it. Okay? So it could be $66 or less than that. So the inequality I want to use, be careful with calling the inequalities here, it's less than or equal to $66. Once again, because of the term no more than. So you have to think about it for a minute. All right? Here's our inequality. You guys can solve it. I'll continue on. It's a two-step inequality. We still have 550x, all right, less than or equal to, transpose the 22 over to the right, 66 minus 22, let's add a space there, all right, simplify. And now, from here, we're going to divide both sides by 550. And when we divide by 550, you should get x.
Angelina Polati, come to the main office. Angelina Polati.
X less than or equal to 8. All right. So, as a final answer here, I'm going to actually type this out this time. You can attend a maximum of 8 classes at the YMCA, right? Because X is less than or equal to 8. So you can take 8 classes, you can take 0 classes, anywhere in between, all right? All right, so let's look at some more solving inequalities as well. Example 5, we're going to solve compound inequalities. So we saw in the last lesson, we graphed basic compound inequalities like and or, all right? But this time we have to solve them first and then graph them. All right, so let's take a look at and. I think and are a little bit more difficult to solve than the or, because or they could just be 2 problems set together. All right, so I have to focus on the center. Now, first of all, let's practice reading these. So here's how I'd read letter A, so follow along with me. 3x plus 5 is greater than negative 10 and less than or equal to 8. All right, so we focused on the center of it, and you could sort of pretend like this part's gone or this part's gone. We want to see how we get x by itself. So first, in front and center, in the middle, we have to subtract 5 or transpose negative 5. But here's the issue. I now have 1, 2, 3 sides. So whatever I do the middle, I have to do to all the way to the left and all the way to the right. All right, so there's my line. Now, a lot of times I don't use transposing in these because of the fact that it's not 2 lines. There's 3 parts, so whatever you do to the middle, you got to do the left and right. All right, so let's simplify that. So you get negative 15, then 3x. So how would I read this next line? 3x is greater than negative 15 and less than or equal to 3. Now, next, we want to get x by itself, so we divide the middle by 3. Don't forget what I do to the middle. Now, it's not 2 sides, it's all 3 sides. So divide them all by 3. All right, so now let's see. Negative 15 divided by 3 is negative 5. And here's my answer. X is greater than negative 5 and less than or equal to 1. Now, we know and compound inequalities from graphing before. It's greater than negative 5, not or equal to. So negative 5, it's an open circle. And greater than, we shade to the right. Less than or equal to 1, solid circle at 1. Less than goes to the left. So there's our shading. All right. Pause the video and try letter B. See how you do with an and compound inequality on yourself, by yourself. All right. We're going to do the same thing here. We're going to add 10 to all 3 sides. This goes away. We get 6 here. Remember what you do to the middle. You have to do the left and right. And same here, 6 times x, we divide by 6. Here's our answer. So remember, let's practice reading x greater than 1 and less than 4. So let's find 1 on our number line. There's 1. It's not or equal to, oh, sorry, forgot a little line there. Let me read that again. X greater than 1 and less than or equal to 4. So open circle at 1, greater than shades to the right. Less than or equal to 4 means closed circle at 4. Less than goes to the left, so we have the center of it shaded in. Okay, well, we looked at and compound inequalities. Let's take a look at or. We're going to do the same thing, and honestly, once again, it's almost like you actually have, I think of it as 2 separate problems in one problem to solve. So we solve them separately. Okay, so let's look at letter A. A is 2x minus 1 less than or equal to negative 7, or 4x plus 3 greater than or equal to 7. All right, so the first thing we have to do here, I'm going to solve the first one on the left. Actually, let me erase that for a second. I think it might be easier to type this so you guys could see it a little bit better for me. All right, so I'm going to transpose the negative 1 over, so I get 2x is less than or equal to negative 7 plus 1. All right, and then I simplify. Get negative 6. 2x is less than or equal to negative 6. From here, we divide both sides by 2. And I'll write this down here. X is going to be less than or equal to negative 3. All right. So that's the first one. We're not done yet. Like I said, it's almost like you have 2 separate problems. So let's continue the one after the or. So 4x greater than or equal to 7 minus 3, because when I transpose the positive 3 over, it becomes a minus 3. All right. Then I have 4x greater than or equal to 4. And when we divide by 4, we should get just x is greater than or equal to 1. Now, how do I write that as the final answer? Don't forget, and I'll move this in a second here. You're going to get this as your answer. I'll box it here. When you write your answer, this case you have to use the word or. And was shown as a compound and inequality. And I don't want you to write the word and. We say it, we show it with inequalities. Or you actually have to write the word or. So my answer to A is x is less than or equal to -3. So here's -3, solid circle, less than or equal to goes to the left. Or x greater than or equal to 1, solid circle, greater than or equal to the right. There's my answer. Try letter B, pause the video, and try to solve it yourself, all right? And then I'll continue on with it as well. For the next one, let's transpose. So that we get 3x less than or equal to 11 minus 5. Let's simplify. It's 6. When I divide, we get x less than or equal to, 2. All right, and we'll do the work for the other side. 5x 5x is greater than 30. When I divide both sides by 5, I get x is greater than or equal to 6. Remember, we have to put the word or between them. Is my final answer. Looks like I have two compound inequalities. X is less than or equal to 2 or greater than or equal to 6. Once again, find 2. It's here, shaded to the left. 6 is not on the number line, so let's just add it here, right? Once again, another solid circle, shaded to the right, all right? And the last kind of problem we're going to take a look at is another word problem. And this one's going to deal with the compound inequality one, all right? So it says a monitor lizard has a temperature that ranges from 18 degrees Celsius to 34 degrees Celsius. Write the range of temperatures as a compound inequality, and write an inequality given the temperature range in degrees Fahrenheit. All right. So here's where we start. Actually, I think I might type this again. I think typing might work a little better so you guys can read it. I know it goes between 18 and 34 degrees Celsius. So we're going to write 18 greater than or equal to C, next symbol, 34. So that C is greater than or equal to 18 and less than or equal to 34. All right, so here's our inequality. We know it's a range between those numbers. We have Celsius, we want to go to Fahrenheit. Well, if you look back from the last lesson, like 2 lessons ago, we know the formula for Celsius to Fahrenheit, or Celsius when it equals Fahrenheit. So let's rewrite this here together. We change the C to a formula here. Do you remember Celsius equals 9/5, 9/5, open parenthesis, Fahrenheit minus 32. All right, and we talked about that in lesson 1.4. So instead of C, I'll move away here for a second. Instead of C, C equals 9/5 times the quantity F minus 32. Oh, hold on one second. Sorry about that. Let me re-say that again just because I forgot the one fraction here. Okay, so Celsius, if I actually wrote Celsius, Celsius equals 5/9 times the quantity F minus 32. All right, so I'm replacing C with what it equals. Now, pause the video if you want. Try to solve these. All right, it's a compound and inequality. This is how we write a compound problem. All right. Okay, so like I said before, finish solving the problem. We want to get rid of the fraction first. So you want to multiply everything by 9/5, right? So all 3 sides by 9/5. Then from there, what you get, we multiply the left, the middle, and right by 9/5, which is the reciprocal. You're going to get 32.4, which is the less than or equal to symbol, which is now f minus 32, less than or equal to, we get 61.2. I didn't show it here, but remember, we're multiplying all three sides by 9/5 by the reciprocal, okay? Now, from here, we have minus 32. We're going to add 32 to all three sides. All right, we get 64.4. $93.2. Oops. This last one's going to be our answer. So probably the hardest part was to set, and actually I'll move another space here. Probably set this up. So we know Celsius is between 18 and 34. And then, like I said, this step we multiply by the reciprocal 9/5, all three sides. Here we added 32 to all three sides. And then here's our inequality. So the final answer, I'm going to write a sentence here. The temperature of the monitor lizard ranges from 64.4 to 93.2 degrees Fahrenheit. I'll make that a little bit bigger there. All right, so there's your answer. And I know in the homework, we actually get to the packet, and actually a problem at the end, the next slide here, you'll be doing another problem like this and get some practice. All right, so this brings us to the last one. Here's your homework problem of the day. Solve our compound inequalities. All right, and then number 3, the last example, which is example 7, we're going to change the range from 15 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius, and then go from there. All right, that's it for this lesson.